your thoughts positive, for it becomes your words. Keep your words positive, for it becomes your behavior. Keep your behavior positive, for it becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive, for it becomes your values. Keep your values positive, for it becomes your destiny. Quoted Mahatma Gandhi. With that positivity, happy and a fresh morning to everyone gathered here. I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all to Dr. Mrs. K. Nirmala Prasad Virtual Endowment Lecture titled Values for Life. I now request Ms. K. Geeta, Head Department of Commerce, Self-Supporting, to talk about our dear teacher Nirmala Prasad ma'am.
A very good morning and a warm welcome to the chief guest, Mr. Anand Munshi, members of the Board of Trustees, principal, vice principals, faculties and students past and present, special invitees, who have all gathered this morning to be a part of the virtual endowment lecture, which was instituted in the name of Dr. Mrs. K. Nirmala Prasad, former head of the Department of Commerce, Ethiraj College for Women, Chennai. This endowment lecture was instituted by a distinguished alumna, Mrs. Sundari. Mrs. Sundari was a student of the first batch of BCom in this college way back in the year 1975-78. We express our heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Sundari for this wonderful gesture. This lecture has been an annual feature of the Department of Commerce since the year 2000, where competent and inspirational speakers deliver lectures on diverse topics which are of interest and relevance to the student fraternity at large. Today, we have the opportunity of listening to one such eminent guest speaker, Mr. Anand Munshi, a motivational speaker, futurist, and success coach, who will be sharing his inputs on the topic Values for Life. Special welcome to you, sir, and a heartfelt gratitude to you for accepting our invitation to talk on a topic that could inspire one and all alike. On behalf of the department and on my own, I take this opportunity to say a few words about Dr. Mrs. K. Nirmala Prasad, in whose name this endowment lecture was instituted. Dr. Mrs. K. Nirmala Prasad was the first head of the Department of Commerce at Ethiraj College for Women, which department was set up in the year 1975. She was a renowned pioneer of this postgraduate and research department of commerce, heading the department for well over 2 decades. A person of varied accomplishments, endowed with sharp intellect, amazing memory, and commendable administrative capabilities, Mrs. Nirmala Prasad has created an indelible mark in the history of the department and has played a major role in guiding and motivating one and all to pursue the path of excellence in the memorable years that were spent by her in the Commerce Department. An eminent and erudite professor with a multifaceted personality, Mrs. Nirmala Prasad was an embodiment of hard work and knowledge that played an important role in the stupendous growth of the department. By virtue of her hot pursuit and efforts, the department opened its doors to students who wanted to pursue research through their MPhil and doctoral degrees. The department was upgraded into a research department through her efforts within a very short span of 14 years under her able guidance and leadership. Mrs. Nirmala Prasad was an educationist, administrator, and motivator par excellence, a much sought after academician with excellence being her watchword and perfection her goal. She had produced more than 12 research scholars and had been actively involved in around 30 research projects in different areas of commerce and management. She was the recipient of several accolades both at the national and international levels, namely Managerial Excellence Award, Melvin Jones Worthy Person Award, Acharya Award, Vibrant Indian Award, to name a few. Many institutions here have also been benefited by her rich experience, as she served as the member of the Board of Studies of several colleges. She was the only syndicate member of the Madras University to have been elected for 3 consecutive terms. She was also a member of the NAC peer team, a member of leading chambers like MCCCI, MMA, to name a few. She was a complete people's person. She was a proverbial counselor, always there for people to soothe in their troubled minds, ever helping to the needy. She had the ability to identify the latent talents and skills in people and would motivate them for their overall development. She made a tremendous impact on all those who knew her. a great source of inspiration and a complete role model. Believe in yourself and you will be unstoppable was her motto. With these few words, I once again extend a very warm welcome to one and all. A special welcome to our chief guest, Mr. Anand Munshi, who will be introduced by Mrs. Shobana, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Self-Supporting. Thank you. Over to Mrs. Shobana.
Thank you, ma'am. Today's lecture is endowed in the name of this outstanding educator of all times, Basma Sundari, a distinguished alumna of the first batch of BCom. On this day, we have amongst us Mr. Anand Munshi, one of the leading motivational speakers in India. He is currently serves as a business partner with 3EA, a business management consultancy based in Mumbai. He has completed his master's degree in computer systems networking and telecommunications at Monash University, Melbourne, and also has master's degree in information technology from Swinburne University of Technology, Melbourne, Australia. Mr. Anand is an executive coach to Fortune 500 companies like Volkswagen, Deloitte, Unilever, Johnson & Johnson, to name a few. His insights on transforming leadership and simplified techniques to improve productivity makes him one of the top performance speakers. All his sessions are customized and prepared after years of research across the globe, understanding core principles of human motivation and competitiveness for next generation. As a keynote speaker for corporates and TEDx speaker on innovation and new age entrepreneurship, he delivers thought-provoking and engaging sessions to transform organizations and individuals to perform at their true potentials. He also conducts sessions in Melbourne, Singapore, and Hong Kong. We are very happy to have you as a speaker, sir. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. See, before I start, I just want to say big thanks to the organizers, the member of board, principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, and the people who've been introducing me, and most importantly, the students who are listening to this. After listening to the good introduction, the fascinating introduction about the founder, actually, I see myself of no value because we are talking about someone who has done phenomenal work. The importance how we can get from ordinary life to extraordinary life, and especially with a main focus on women. See, we are talking something big and huge here. So I don't see myself qualified enough to do this, but I will be very honest and I will be taking this opportunity with all humility. My special thanks to Madam Sundari. She's from the first batch. So ma'am, thank you very much for choosing this opportunity and tolerating me. And I can tell you one thing. When people with great ambitions and great motivation, when they come, they can do phenomenal work. So I am very honored to be part of these things, and this is where I want to start. Okay, values for life. Look, again, the most important aspect for people is the values that they can do. There was one research that happened in Harvard University, and it says the people who live their life with big values, they are the one who can do tremendous work. They are the happiest, they are the most content, they are the most healthiest, and more importantly, they are the one with so many achievements. So what is so important about having values in life? If you have values in life and if you keep following those values, it gives you a tremendous direction of hope and happiness, because values are like internal compass. The moment you have that internal compass, and if you align your thoughts, if your actions, more and more things starts to happen. It acts like a re-emphasis. It acts like the motivator that will help you. And today, this is going to be a good session because this is primarily meant for the women. I can think from Bhagavad Gita's point of view, and I am a very big fan when I go to Chennai because of all the temples and all the cultural values. In the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna was refusing Krishna that I don't want to fight, please don't put me into this ghastly affair of bloody affair of fighting. And that too against my own kinsmen, against my own relatives, my brothers, my grandfathers, my teachers. At that time, Arjuna gave very powerful argument. He says, when the war happens, the soldiers who come there to fight, when they die, the women of those people, they become what we call as Pradushyanti Kulastriya. When a woman is valued, when the woman is looked after, when the woman drives the motion, a society can lead. But when those same thing goes opposite, the things just don't fall in place. So this is very emotional time for me. I want to just salute to all the mothers and sisters and teachers here. Thank you very much for standing and showing the whole society what a woman is capable of. I am very honored, and I want to take some opportunity. I may request all of you to please listen to me for next 45 minutes or so and see if it can add any value. Okay, so let's start. Let me start with a very wonderful story that happened in Second World War. During Second World War, Hitler was killing people left, right, and center. The people are put into the concentration camp, the people are put into the gas chambers, and people are dying every day, every hour, every minute, every seconds. It was panic. It was chaos everywhere. And people, when they go to the concentration camp, they are automatically told that you are now going to be a dead person. At that time, one thing fantastic that has happened. Viktor Frankl, he was a psychologist, he was the philosopher, he came with his wife, with his parents, with his children. He was part of the concentration camp. The moment he entered the concentration camp, and I don't know how much you know about it, it was really inhuman situations. People are humiliated, people are tortured, people are going through a hell lot of atrocities that no sensible person will say a yes to it. He was there, and within first hour of his attending that things, he realized, if I want to be alive, if I want to stay alive at this place, I need to be sure that I don't want the external negativities, the external situation to come inside my body, inside my mind, inside my brain. And he made every possible effort to stay aloof from the outside situation. Unfortunately, his parents could not do that. They died right in front of his eyes. His wife could not do it. She died right in front of his eyes. His children could not do it, and they also died right in front of us. The only thing that they were looking is how I can survive and how I can motivate myself. After a few days, one person came to him and said, Victor, I am looking for an opportunity. I got this dream that one day on 31st of March, I will be relieved from this prison, from this concentration camp. What do you think? He said, yes, I can see this is happening. And that yes, from a philosopher, from a philanthropist, and person like Viktor Frankl, who is known for his words at that time, he said, okay, I will be doing this. And for next 15 days, before the 31st of March, he was super happy, super excited because he knew he will be relieved. Unfortunately, one day before, somehow he realized this is not going to happen. And within few hours, his body situation changed and he was dead right there on the spot. For others, it looked like a normal death. But for Viktor Frankl, he knew clearly that this person is dead because of hopelessness. Bad story, right? The Second World War was over, and again, very few, handful of people were survived. And what was so astonishing and surprising is the people who were dead, they are more intelligent, more stronger, more wealthier, more educated. And these people, they look very normal, just like someone you see cross the road, and they all are alive. They were intrigued and they all want to find out what made them alive, how they can survive. Viktor Frankl gave this answer, and to you, all the women at this place, I want to give this answer. He said, those people who survived, they have one thing in common. They could give their life a bigger purpose, a more compelling purpose, a more beautiful purpose. Let me ask one question to all of you. Is your life going smoothly? Not much, right? 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, things won't go as per your plans. Be it personal life, be it professional life, be it your education, be it relationship with your partner, be it working for someone or looking after your health. Things won't go as per your plans. The only one thing that will make you happy, successful, and meaningful in your life, if you commit to a bigger purpose. Always ask this question, and this is my first suggestion to you all. What is your purpose? What is that one thing that keeps you motivated every day? Please don't confuse goals with purpose. Your goals could be just tolerating me for next 1 hour. That could be your goal. Your goal could be looking after your family. Purpose is much more deep, much more stronger, much more stable, and much more long-lived. What is your purpose? What is that one thing that takes you out of the bed every day? What is that one thing that keeps you fascinated every day? And that separates you from other people. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? That is the first value for life. I suggest each and every one of us should have this. What is the purpose? Okay, now this is my favorite slide. Okay, and this I will tell to a few more slides also, but this is one of my favorite slides. I ask you one question. Please look at it very carefully and tell me what is the most important thing that you observe here. Are they allowed to speak? How many of them are here? If they can answer this. Is it going to be on a YouTube, right? So we may not be able to hear them, right? Okay. What is the most fascinating thing here? And I tell you, if I talk this to other people, most of them say it's a teamwork. They are adjusting to the changes. They are really coping up with the dangerous situation. And the leader is there right at the very difficult point, making sure things are going as per the plans. My question to all of you is, what is the most important thing that you see in this slide? And this is going to be my second values for life. This is what I practice every day. This is what I have seen the greatest people, the successful people, the happy people, they are doing it also. What is the most important thing that you are seeing in this slide? The answer is right there at the bottom of it. There is an equation. Rate of learning should be greater than rate of change. Dear women, just think about this. What has happened in the last 2 years because of COVID? We have lost nearest and dearest ones. We have lost so many people. People have lost their jobs. The business have lost the customers. The customer have lost the money. The money has lost its value. Everything is going up and down, up and down. So the world that we are seeing today is very different. So what makes you feel the education that you did for last 2 years, the books that you have gone through, the experience that you had before COVID will work? The answer is no. It is not going to work. And I tell you why. Because the rate of learning is not greater than rate of change. People are not learning as fast as they should, because the changes are happening. The pandemic is coming, the economy is going down, the business are losing the values, the money is coming out, the share market is collapsing, everything, the changes are happening very fast. And if you want to survive, you need to make sure that your rate of learning should be greater than it. We will watch a very small video, that will help us to understand what is the situation. And let me ask this, it is going to be a very thought-provoking video. So I want all of you to look into this and tell me what you learned from this one. Again, just a quick check. Am I loud and clear and audible? Yes, quick yes from anyone.
Yes, sir. You are loud and audible, sir, and you can view the students' replies through the public comments, sir.
Public comments. See, I would rely on you. If there are any questions, we will answer this later. For time
Yes,
being, I just
sure,
focus on
sure.
this one.
In the
All
end
right?
of the session, sir. Sure.
And then the session. Yes.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes.
I am doing now is I am stopping it. I want to play a small video. Okay. Now we will watch a very small video, very interesting video. Let's see what happens and what will be your reaction to this. Okay.
That's not good. I'm gonna be late. Somebody will come. Anybody out there? Telephone? No. Sorry. Somebody! Hello? There are two people stuck on an escalator and we need help. Now, would somebody please do something? I don't believe it. You gotta be kidding me. No, I'm not. That's it. Oh! Hey, don't worry about it. I'll fix it in a second. All right. All right. That's more like it.
Now, any quick input? What do you think? What the problem is there? Can anybody answer that, please? Anyone quickly? What's the most important thing from that video? Anybody? See, generally what happens is when we are on the escalator of life, we wait forever. We wait forever and for other people to fix our problem. We are so busy blaming others. We are so busy making others responsible for our mistake. Instead of taking initiatives, instead of doing what you can do yourself, we love to hate. We love to blame. My third input for you today is make sure whenever you can take the ownership, take the responsibility, and don't depend on others. The moment you start depending on others, you are already compromised. Can you imagine Dr. K. Nirmala Prasad? She did all by herself without looking for others. She was single point of contact for teaching 50 students. Can you think of just getting one student to the college? It is such a difficult task. And we are talking so at least 50 years back from here. It is very difficult, very difficult. So the moment you become independent, the moment you start to take your own responsibilities, the moment you take the ownership and stop blaming, opportunity multiplies 10 times for you. You start to add value. You start to take a different trajectory, different path that more and more people cannot even understand. My third thing for today is if you want to incorporate the values for life, make yourself independent. Don't depend on others. And this is the time today, whatever remote control that you have given to other people, take it back to yourself. Make it a point from today onwards. If it is a success, it is because of you. And if it is a failure, it's because of you. This will change your whole body system. The way you talk will change. The way you use your vocabulary will change. The way you dress, the way you conduct yourself, the way you appear for the exam, the way you teach your students, everything will change. Why? Because you are on a self trajectory of success and growth. Make yourself independent. Don't depend on others for your benefit. That is something that you will get. Okay, let me quickly share the screen again, and we can get something more out of this. You know, this quote from Albert Einstein is such an important thing that I remember it every day. And I want to read it again loudly. And I want all of you to please read this at least 3 times. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. What a profound statement. And this is my fourth value for you. Always take a bigger picture. Always think in terms of how the bigger picture will help me. The values of life is more and more governed by bigger and better perspective that you can take to your life. If you cannot get along with your partner, just take one step up and see what is the perspective, how I can improve it. If you cannot solve your problems with your peers, if you don't have any visibility how you are going to address the business situations in the personal life, in professional life, take one step back and try to find out how you will solve this. The consciousness that you had when you were creating the problem, that same consciousness cannot be used to solve the problem. You need to change the perspective. And this is what I call as taking a bigger picture, living the bigger picture, and see how it can add more and more value. There are so many examples that I can think of that will help you to solve your problems. Okay, again from Bhagavad Gita, I can tell you one thing, such a important shloka. This is from the 3rd chapter. It says, Indriyani paranyahur indriyebhya param manaha. Mana susti para buddhir yo buddhe parasastu sa. What a fantastic description. Krishna says there are 4 level of realizations. 4 level of realizations. The higher you are, the better it is. The first and the most important thing we have to understand, what is your current level of consciousness? For example, if somebody loves pizza, and if he or she is having pizza, and suddenly I come and say, hey, you failed your exams. Do you really feel that person will enjoy the pizza now? The answer is no. Because his previous level of consciousness was gross, the lowest. It was basically on the animalistic propensity. The first one was gross, where the animals live, they go with the instinct. But the moment you had a bad news, immediately your level of consciousness has changed, and now you are feeling sad about it. And you can feel sad not on the bodily level, you feel sad on the mental level. And your level of consciousness goes from the gross body to the mental level. And this is where you stop enjoying pizza. But again, if someone comes up and start to give you intellectual input, you said, don't worry, the next exam is coming, you will do very well. Immediately from mental level, you go to the intellectual level. And after intellectual level, you can go to spiritual level. Now, I don't know if you believe in God or if you don't believe, but the important thing here is your level of consciousness. You have to be spiritual. Not only in India, the people in the West, they have started doing meditations. They started becoming spiritual. They started practicing mindfulness. Why? Because they have realized that money alone cannot solve the problem. You need higher level of consciousness. In the COVID, we have seen the people who had money, but they could not do proper control of their mind. They are always frustrated. I am a life coach. I coach people to perform at the peak. And in last 2 years, I have addressed hundreds of people with depression. Because somebody is losing jobs, somebody is losing the closed ones, somebody is going through so many medical situations in their life. And because of that, they are getting constantly depressed, they are getting anxieties, they are getting mood swings. But I have seen one thing, the people who are mentally stable, intellectually focused, spiritually aligned, they are doing very well. My 4th input for you is take a bigger perspective in life. Don't just fight with someone just because they don't agree with you. Don't start blaming others just because 1 or 2 things are not going as per your plan. Don't get into the bad situation just because things are not happening the way you wanted. Take a step back, try to understand what the situation is. If possible, try to address your own mistakes and move on. That is going to help you. That is going to make you more and more convinced about your life, the values that you will have. Values in life, I tell you one thing. It comes from 3 things only: money, health, and relationships. Make sure you create a very powerful concept of these things. Okay. Now, generally what I do, I request all of you guys to pick one thought or one word from there where you can see what is your current dominant emotion. Number 5, if you want to have values, make sure your emotions are strong and positive. Make sure your emotions are strong and positive. I give you 30 seconds. And this is the list of some of the dominant emotions that people can go through. Are you feeling bored, or are you feeling exhausted, or are you feeling burned out? Are you feeling blessed, or are you feeling appreciated? What is that one thing that you're feeling right now? It is important. to name your emotions, because once you know that you are happy, you behave in a happy way. I can give you 100 of examples from my personal life. People, when they are happy, they don't know that they are happy. They don't know what emotions they are going through. If you're confident, experience it, feel it, share it. If you're feeling dynamic, experience it, feel it, share it. If you are afraid, experience it, feel it, but don't share it. Try to improve over it. Okay. Number 5, keep a close eye on the dominant emotions in your life. The values of helping others, the values of working hard in life, the values that you want to do good to others, the value that you will speak the truth and honesty will come if your emotions are right in place. Make sure your emotions are properly aligned, focused. This will help you to take right actions in your life. As I mentioned, more and more things won't go as per your plans. We all have sufferings because of our personal level or professional level. But the important thing for all of us to understand that we can always bounce back. Number 6, and this is my favorite. I want all of you to listen to this for next 1 minute. This is going to be a very important value. Once you master this value, never ever you will feel depressed or anxiety. You will be happy, you will be successful. The people around you, they would love to stay with you. You will be a leader in your industry. You will dominate whatever things you are doing. Just listen to this 6th very important value that I want to give for your life. And here it is. Happiness is not just an emotion. Happiness is not just an emotion. Happiness is also a decision. 6th value I want to give you is decide that you will be always happy. It is interesting. People go, they buy the mobile phones, they buy the big television, they paint their house, they buy the car, they buy the mobile, they wear the fantastic dress, and still they are sad. Why? External things cannot make you happy beyond a point. You need to decide that you will be happy whatsoever. You will be happy whatsoever. No matter what happens to your life, you will be happy. You need to have that decision. Once you have that decisions, it will give you immense power, immense opportunities, unlimited opportunity to grow, to develop and change the situation. Because that will make you in the mode of acceptance. The moment you accept things, you are also accepting to take the right decisions. People come to me with their decisions. The husband and wife comes to me with a very bad relationship that they are going through. You know why they don't improve the relation? The first thing that they don't even realize that they have a bad decisions. They have a bad relationships. I ask you a very dumb question. Who goes to the doctor? And generally people tell me the people who are sick, they go to the doctor. My answer is no, not necessary. There are so many sick people that don't go to the doctor. Why? Because they don't feel like going to the doctor. They don't feel that they are having any sort of sickness. The first thing you need to realize, if you want to change, you need to realize and accept that my relationship with my partner are not good and I need to improve. My relationship with my team members are not good and I need to improve. My body condition is not good and I need to start doing exercises and start eating healthy food. That acceptance is the first step you take before you take any actions. The people who cannot take any decisions because they don't know what actions they are going to take and they don't know that they have accepted it. People will not accept if they don't want to, but people will take all possible actions if they have accepted. My thing for you today is accept the right emotions, strong emotion that will help you to overcome all the challenges of life, that will help you to grow and come back and bounce back from every situation. People don't want to accept. If they don't accept, they will never take action. And if they never take action, they will never change. Can anybody tell me what is self-image? This is going to be my 7th values for you. The values that will help you to stay happy, healthy, focused, and living a meaningful life. The slide that is right in front of you is such a bad slide. It is filled with all negativity. According to one study, by the time you are 18 years of age, you would have heard negative things 1,48,000 times. What are the examples of negative things that you hear every day? Don't worry about it. You're good for nothing. Instead of doing this, you should have done that. The children of Sharmaji are better than you. Don't worry, you cannot do this. You are good for nothing. You are useless. These are some of the things that we have heard from sometimes with our own parents, sometimes with our teachers. What is self-image? What is self-image? What is that self-image? Self-image is how you see yourself. When you see yourself in the mirror, what opinions you have? Are you seeing yourself as a proud mother, proud sister, proud wife, or hopeless mother, hopeless wife, or hopeless sister? What is your self-image? Self-image is like a container. You cannot attain more than the size of your container. Some people who are positive and strong, they have bigger and very strong bucket for their life. They approach life with a feeling of accomplishment. They tend to be more fulfilled. They tend to be more positive and more optimistic about the life. But the people who have negative, poor self-image, they don't expect anything from them. Now I am going to share one of the biggest secret of the life. Never ever you will achieve more than your self-image. Never. The salary that you draw, the relationship that you have, the relationship respect that you get, the type of work that you do, it totally comes back to the quality of self-image that you have got. If you are poor, if you are weak in your self-image, you can never think of in the wildest dream of getting a good education, marrying to your partner, going to a very good college, sending your kids to the best professional colleges, and having a peaceful atmosphere for a big house, buying the new car. Why? Your own internal mechanism does not support you. Your own internal mechanism does not allow you. Number 8 that I want to focus is the values of life is something you create more stronger, positive, happy self-image. That is the roadmap. That is the sketch that you will use for the rest of your life. If you are in Mumbai and you are desperately looking to find Anna University, what is the chance of you getting it? Zero. In fact, the harder you try, the faster you will feel lost in Mumbai because you are doing the right things at the wrong place. So self-image is just like the sketch, the roadmap that you will use to work hard in life. I have seen people with negative mindset working very hard and they are getting depressed much quicker. What is your positive self-image? How you can improve this? This is going to be a good one. Okay. Number 9, be honest, be truthful to yourself and to the people around you. More and more people who suffer different mental traumas, they live a very duplicitous life, meaningful life, no, meaningless life. They don't invest enough in the well-being of themselves and others. So today onwards, make sure you are connected with your values, with your family, how you can come out of discomfort from this challenging situation. What one thing that you need to try? Because a connection will give you corrections and corrections will give you directions. The important thing that we all want to focus here is how I can improve, what things we can do. I want to give a small story. Nelson Mandela's father was the leader of the tribe. And every now and then, he used to make a point to visit the family members, the head of the family, one after the another. He used to go and ask this simple statement: how are you? Is everything happening good with you? And is there anything I can do for you? What a statement. How are you? Is everything going okay in your life? And is there anything I can do for you? Wow. Wow. Why don't you start doing this? You know what the magic was? When Nelson Mandela was accompanying his father for these daily trips with the people, he got fascinated how people opens up, how people come and share their problem, and how you need to think to answer them. You know what the magic was? Once the first house is finished, they go to the second house, the third house, the fourth house, and they have the same question. Hello, how are you? Is everything okay with you? And is there anything I can do for you? All these hundreds of people follow Nelson Mandela's father. And once they come, they spread and make a big circle. And again, Nelson Mandela's father used to listen, 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 listen. And he was the last one to speak. He was the last one to speak. So what is the message that I want to give? Connect with the family members. Ask this question: is there anything that you can do for them? Is there anything that you can do for them? How you can add value to their life? 9th, the values for life for you is if you start adding value to the life of others. Strange, right? You make your life more valuable when you start adding life to the others people. You start making yourself more valuable. You start to lead a more valuable life if you start adding values to the life of people around you. And how you can add value? The formula is right there in front of you. Connection, corrections, direction. People want directions. People want corrections in their life. For that, all you have to do is to correct yourself. Whenever the challenges comes, we think about Mahatma Gandhi. Okay? Whenever the challenges thinks, we think about Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy. Why? They have added value to the life of people around them. Guys, this is such an important thing I want to share. He is very famous personality, Amir Khan. I want to give a small example. And this is the 10th and the most important part of your values. What is your new avatar? It is said when Amir Khan was going to work on this movie Ghajini, he need to make a very strong body. In order to do that, he took 8 months off from the movie making, and all he did, he was just focusing on working on his body. He did nothing, focused on one thing. Why? Because he want to create a new avatar when he comes there. He want to create new avatar of himself for the next movie. Totally committed, totally committed. Now, my question to all of you ladies, what is your new avatar? What one skill that you are working right now? What is your professional development plan? What is your personal happiness plan? How much time you are going to invest with your family or also with your professional life? You need to have a new avatar. What I mean to say is, have you found out what is your work-life balance? Because Amir Khan, one after the another, he has done so many diverse roles. And this is exactly what I want from all of you. What is your new avatar? What is that you're going to do that will help you to improve your personal life, relationships, values, well-being? Because you are a mother, you are a daughter, you are a sister, you have big responsibilities. And I feel very honored and happy to get a chance to speak to you all this. And once again, the vision of one person, Dr. K. Prasad, she is the one who started this motion, and how quickly it becomes such an important, very, very important, very prestigious college in the area. What is your mission? This is my last slide for the day. And this is the most important wrap. I have seen more and more people, they do majors in minors. Let me share one example of me. You know, a few years back, I used to spend hours and hours talking to the Amazon people, telling them that they were wrong and how I can save more money with them. I used to spend hours and hours. Later on, I realized it is not worth. I spend so much time, effort, energy. I take all the positivity out and get the negativity inside. Not really a good option. Let me ask this question and you can write it down. What? What are you doing? Are you also doing any majors in minors? Are you also doing something, putting extra focus and effort at a place which is not required? Are you putting extra effort in a place that does not need? Once you put disproportionate amount of focus, energy, and time on a very insignificant things, this is where we do majors in minors, and we need to immediately stop it. I want all of you to become successful. What is your definition of successful first? For that, we need to take away all the garbage from our life. Stop doing majors in minors, understand your priority, give best part of your energy and focus on the right priorities. And that is the number one thing I want you to do. Majors in minors, no. Give the right quality of the things. Okay, all right. With that, I am done, and I have few more things to say, but in the interest of time, let me pass this to Roshan. And Roshan, please coordinate it and see if there are any questions or anything that I can answer it. I will try my best. But
Yes.
before I do, I want to give my special thanks to all of you. You've been
Thank you.
so patient and tolerant with me. You have done such a wonderful thing. Thank you very much.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for such an awakening session, sir. We sincerely appreciate you making time for us amidst your busy schedule. I'm sure that the gathering would immensely benefited from this session. Can we move to Q&A sessions? What are the values that today's generation lacks, sir?
Right. I hope I can answer that question in next 5 hours also. See, the important thing here is this is not just this generation. This is the question that we've been asking generations after generation. But one thing I want to tell you, I am a father. I have 15-year-old daughter. And I can tell you, She wants something for nothing. That's a crime. That's a misplaced priority. And I'm not very happy about this. In spite of all my efforts, I see that they want big bungalows, best phones, best car, and doing nothing. This is not going to fly. You need to pay the right price. You need to put the best of the efforts. The important thing for all of us to understand it, are we working hard enough? Are we honest enough? Do we really believe that we should be given all these privileges? We need to pay the right price of honesty, hard work, commitment, dedication. Anything that is hard doesn't come cheap. And it is said, don't be cheap on your path to greatness. We need to pay the right price. And we will be unstoppable if we are ready to put extra efforts. Majority of the time, people spend on Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, social media. And I'm very sorry to say this, 70% of the internet is pornography. This is shame. This is shame. We need to fix these things. And this is where my first slide will come. What is the purpose?
Yes, sir.
Now, all it takes is 5,000 rupees of mobile phones and your child is out of your hand. The next suggestion by YouTube channel, what comes we don't know. Virtually there is no restriction, no control over the quality of the content that your child will see. More and more students come to the classrooms when they had not even slept properly. They go to bed very late. Once you don't have enough sleep, I can tell you, your digestive system goes for a toss. You feel weak. You have a watery eyes. You have a body ache. Forget concentrating, brother.
Definitely, sir.
Yes. So I wish, and I'm sorry we have small time, but I want all of you, please, make me proud. Make your parents proud. I hope I can come there and shout like anything on you guys, that this is the time to do this.
Can't
Okay.
agree more, sir. How to
Any
stay
other?
focused and empowered during this difficult time?
Yes. See, I told you again, if you recall the small story from Second World War, that is the story I hear myself every day. The opposite of focus is not distraction. The opposite of focus is attachment. You will be attached to something. Now make sure you attach to the positive things to the right things. The positive things to the right things. People who have values, people who have character, they don't get distracted. Imagine if someone's iPhone is lying there, and if you don't have the values that don't steal, chori karna buri baat hai. What you will do, you will keep that iPhone in your pocket. Why? Because you are not trained to show values. So if you want to focus, make sure you have values that will help you to grow. I tell you, Roshan, for example,
Yes, sir.
you will hardly attain the success based on your own intelligence. You will hardly attain that success just based on your intelligence, but you will rise to the system that you have followed in your life. If you've got a system that you will get up 6 o'clock in the morning, rehearse the vocabulary, do the interview, and I also observed that you have got this nice American accent. Maybe you would have practiced it somewhere, or you've been to America, I don't know. So it
Yes.
comes with a practice. If I come to you, Roshan, and say, I have 5 minutes, can you teach me how to do this American accent? You will be just smiling at me and maybe laughing at me. Roshan, you would have paid the price. You would have rehearsed it. When others are smiling, laughing at you, mocking at you, you'd persisted. Focus is something that will help you grow.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes, sir. How much control can one take in their life?
Not much. Not much. Stephen Covey's book has 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The lowest level is dependent. The second is independent. But the third most important is interdependent. Roshan, the house that you are living in is created by an architect.
Yes.
The fridge that I'm seeing behind you, somebody has done it. The pictures that is hanging there, the curtains that are there, the books that are there are experts for everything. Even at one day, if you decide to go and do a good hair spa, you need to depend on some professional people.
Yes, sir.
So you have to have a dependence, but what I call as interdependence. It is helping them and getting helped. So I give 2 things: individual excellence and collective competence. Individual excellence, you should be good for something. If I'm putting you into a cricket team, maybe you should be good with batting, bowling, or fielding. That is individual excellence. But collective competence is how you work as a team. That's what it is. I want to share the link to one of my YouTube channel's video. So
Yes.
what I do, I share it with the ma'am, and maybe they can share it with other people because I don't have access to the YouTube thing that is there.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, please continue with your questions.
Yes, sir. What made you become a motivational speaker?
I think my wife should answer this. Ryan, what happens is once your desires for the life are fulfilled, you take the next step.
Yes.
If your stomach is empty, you cannot think of feeding others. Think of Dr. K. Nirmala Prasad. It takes a lot of guts and courage to think for others. Most of the time, we just think about, am I getting a good job? Am I salaried nicely? Am I having the Netflix connection at my home? And do I have enough to eat? And rest is detail.
Yes.
See, I fulfilled all my things. I had a good house, good car, good education, and I was done on a very young age. I said, let me do something that really sparks me. And this is where I started adding values, and people loved it. And now we see this is happening right there. So once you feel for others, and once this resonates with your own internal belief, you become a really powerful person. Roshan, you need to teach me that American accent. Can you please?
Oh. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
All right. Okay. Any other question?
No, sir, that was last question, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your patience in answering all the questions.
Thank you very much for tolerating me, you women. And please make sure you are good to your husbands, to your brother, sister, to your boyfriends, and make sure you're adding value. Because I tell one thing, men can earn at times, but it is women who will color and make that picture from black and white to a colored one. Okay? I don't have words of gratitude that I am feeling like a family person. Next time, if I am in Chennai, I will be definitely making a point to visit the college, and please recognize me. So that will be such a big help. And I will do one thing. I will be covering this whole thing into a blog, what I call as a real life hero, and I will cover Dr. K. Nirmala Prasad. And madam, I think the ma'am who gave the description about the life of Dr. K. Nirmala Prasad, if she can share that write-up with me, I will tell my team to do this as a blog. And later on, you can share it with your students, with your faculty members. So,
Sure,
Roshan, you have 2 responsibilities. Please make sure that I get this
Sure, sir.
write-up from the ma'am, and I will
Yes,
cover
sir.
it up. My special thanks go to Revati ma'am. She was very tolerant and very patient. And thank you very much. I love to come to Chennai. I love to visit temples. Look, see, I follow this Tulsi Mala, and I love to visit all the temples there. So maybe I would need help from you guys to become a guide for me, which temples to visit and other things.
We'd love to have you here, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. May God bless us. Anything else before we go?
Now I request Ms. Kritika Bhaskar, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Self-Supporting, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning to one and all. On behalf of the Postgraduate and Research Department of Commerce, Etiraj College for Women, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to our speaker, Mr. Anand Munshi, for enlightening us and also giving us valuable insights on values for life. The session was very interesting and informative and helped us to gain knowledge on identifying the purpose of life and importance of learning and taking initiatives independently. I once again thank you, sir. I thank the management and our chairperson, Tirumati Chandra Devi Tanigachalam, for giving us this opportunity to organize this Dr. Mrs. Nirmala Prasad endowment lecture. I thank our principal, Dr. S. Kodai, and principal in charge, Dr. D.B. Usharani, and vice principal self-supporting, Dr. T. Usha Priya, for their continuous encouragement and support. I would like to acknowledge my gratitude to Dr. A.S. Sharanya, Head of the Department Commerce Aided, and Mrs. K. Geeta, Head of the Department Commerce Self-Supporting, for their encouragement in all the activities. I express my appreciation to Dr. S. Revati, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce Aided, and Dr. K. Krishnakumari, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce Aided, and Ms. T. Shobna, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce Self-Supporting, to organize this Mrs. K. Nirmala Prasad Virtual Endowment Lecture successfully. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the viewers for their time and patience. Thank you.
Participants are kindly requested to fill the feedback form posted in the chat. I lastly thank all the audience for the enthusiastic participation throughout the session. Stay tuned for upcoming events. Thank you.